The complexity of circuitry and oddity of the organics perennially perplex the scientific community. Your sim must learn the vast handiness expertise needed to control any gadget and enough experience with gardening and fishing to know what organic beings need to thrive when fused with machines. Become a creature robot crossbreeder. Reach level 9 in the science career track. The traits we have for this challenge is shy, couch potato, insane, loves the outdoors, and green thumb. And we will be playing in the town of Lunar Lakes. I decided to start off this challenge with a bit of a twist and did a kind of legacy style where we were homeless and had to kind of build our way up. I just kind of wanted to find a way to spice up these challenges for me and make them a bit more entertaining. So, sold the portal, the camera, and some scraps that we found, and instantly went to go join the science career, since the whole point of his lifetime wish is to reach level 9 in the career. And then we kind of just headed over to the library because one of you lovely folks had let me know that if you go to the library, you get a little boost and you actually read the book significantly faster. So we just kind of went over there, grabbed a handiness book to get our handiness skill up, and then went ahead and grabbed a gardening book and got our gardening skill up. And then with the money we made today, I just kind of went ahead and gave myself like a little bit of a campsite per se. Got a little bed, a little place to eat, nowhere to piss and shower yet, but it's okay. We can go to the gym for that stuff, I guess, and just kind of decorated it, made it a little fun. Making it feel a little less daunting to be out in the wild. Then we just go to bed in our new bed. This bed is also very overpowered. It's 570 simoleons, I believe, and you have like a level 7 energy. So if you're ever doing a legacy challenge, I highly recommend getting that bed. Our days kind of look the same in the beginning. We literally go to work, go to library, read the books, level up our skills, go to bed. It's pretty much all the same in the beginning because we're just kind of starting out and solidifying our sim and their daily routine. They went to the gym, they showered, go to work, get off work, and you can probably guess where I'm sending them. Library! And they're going and they're leveling up their gardening, just trying to get that skill up so that way we can keep getting our promotions and get higher up in the career so we can complete this lifetime wish. The next morning I had them go out and fish for a bit because even though fishing isn't required for the career yet, I just wanted to get a head start on the skills that were required. And then we got our first promotion. So then I decided to celebrate, head over to the grocery store, get some seeds, go grab a shower, level up our skill at the library again, and then plant our new seeds. And then head to bed. Next morning, we did get some money because of the recent promotions, so I decided to add on our own little private bathroom. Add some wallpaper too, I think we deserve that, and then went out fishing the next morning. Then we headed to bed for the night. Next morning, another promotion, and I bet you can guess where we're going. Library! Level up our skill again to a level 7, and then head to bed. We once again go fishing, attempt to get our skills up again, and then we're just gardening away. Pretty much most of this is just leveling up all of our skills, just really trying to climb up that ladder as soon as possible, level up our gardening again. And yeah, we're just working hard daily, gardening, going to the library. We actually went on some chat rooms, try and meet some new people when I met this very interesting looking man with a very interesting outfit. And then I found out that he's actually a Landgraab. And one thing about me is every time I play in Sunset Valley, 9 times out of 10, Jeffrey Landgraab or Malcolm when he's aged up are the two men I go for. So I was like, oh, interesting. A Landgraab. Let's get to know him. So we kind of befriended him, and then I decided, it's it's time for us to officially give us a little shack and a roof over our heads. These winter months are cold, and I think Dane deserves that. So we just kind of make our grub and mind our business. We head off to work. No promotion yet, but that's okay because we're going to be leveling up our skills and working hard to get there. And he eats on the toilet because we can't afford a table yet. I bet you can guess what we're doing. We're at the library leveling up our gardening skill again. We do that. Head home, head to bed. Next morning, we're off to work, and then we had this offer to actually leave the science career and go into the medical field, level 4. Honestly, if this wasn't part of the challenge, I probably would have done that because you make a lot of money in the medical field. But we obviously need to do the science career, and I wasn't about to start over. So we just kind of go home, do our chores of, fixing up our items, eating, and just kind of doing our routine throughout the night. And then we're heading to work. Then we get another promotion. Whoop-de-woo. We are just slowly but surely climbing up in that career. Then I kind of decided that Dane deserved to go out and enjoy the day. So we went out to the local pub, grabbed some grub, had a couple glasses of wine or martinis, who knows. And then I noticed that there was yet another sim with this interesting polka dot outfit, and turns out she's also a Landgraab, Christina. So it was pretty interesting to know that this family wears polka dotted outfits. I also found it funny that this pregnant lady was at the bar. I was kind of side-eyeing her and wondering if she was going to order a drink, but it seems that she was just chatting with the bartender. But yeah, we kind of just got to know Christina because I like the Landgraab family. It's interesting to me because I'm pretty sure they all have blue eyes and the bright blonde hair. So I was like, oh, that's cool. We kind of went over to the Landgraab house because they had a Halloween party, as you can tell by his outfit. And I realized that she also had twin daughters. So we kind of got to know them and chit-chatted with them. It wasn't until at this moment, though, I realized they were teenagers. And I was like, oh, okay, that's weird. We're gonna stop talking to them. And then we just started to get to know Christina a bit more because even though she was an elder, she was more suited for us age-wise. We ended up gaining a bit more money, so I decided to give us officially an add-on bathroom, just so we don't have to shower in the cold anymore, and gave us some nice windows and kind of slowly but surely adding on to our little shack. We head over to the Landgraabs again, and we actually kind of seduced Christina a bit and did a little woohoo because, you know what, we may be homeless, but we need some fun and entertainment as well. And he actually had a want to woohoo with her, so I was like, you know what, I can do that for you, Dane. I think it is the least I can do. So he kind of just slept over and hung out with the Landgraabs for a bit. And he was dressed up as a tiger because it was still Halloween, apparently. And then we're just kind of seducing her and having a good time. And then Christopher, our original friend, wasn't super happy about us seducing his mother. And at first I was like, wait, are they together? But no, it is in fact his mother. But it's one of those situations where it's you're mad at your parent for going against their spouse, per se. Anyways, we asked her to be our girlfriend and if we could move in, and she said yes. So now we are no longer homeless and we live in a legit mansion. So there's that. Look at how cute they are sleeping. Adorable. And then I figured now that we have this huge house, we can kind of spend the day attempting to upgrade, but Dane sucks at his handiness skill. So when he was upgrading to self-cleaning, he just wrecked the fridge. And then it was the twins' birthday, so they aged up, and we just kind of randomized their traits. Chrissy, one of the twins, randomized to get the party animal trait. I believe that's what we went with. Yeah. And then the other twin, Krista, she randomized for the charismatic trait. And then, of course, it wouldn't be a let's play if we didn't obviously give the girls a makeover. So there's Krista and there's Chrissy, or maybe vice versa. I don't really remember. But the twin we're talking to right there, Chrissy, okay, I did have them right. Chrissy actually has some pretty evil looking eyebrows. So I call her the evil twin because it was just easier to differentiate them that way besides their hairstyles. Because Chrissy always had like a resting beach face. So it was very funny. So we kind of decided to add some fuel to the fire, and we actually seduced one of the twins. I don't know. I thought it'd be a bit of a twist and a shock if we had like a big family affair per se. So he got with Krista, and to add some more fuel to the fire, I gave him fertility treatment. So when he was like, you know, having unprotected woohoo with Krista, there was a chance that obviously she could have multiples. And then to really add to the drama, I then decided to go for the other twin, Chrissy, and also try for a baby. Just to really add the fuel to the fire. Because at this point, like, I just needed some drama and I needed some entertainment. But then unfortunately, our girlfriend, the twins' mother, Christina, had found out about the affair and she was pretty pissed. And if I had to guess, I think Bonehilda ratted us out. So there's that. And then Christopher actually went on a date with his girlfriend because when I went to the family, he had a girlfriend. So I was like, oh, she's really cute. Let me just give her a little bit of a makeover, make her look right cutesy. And then we just kind of did her all up. Look at how cute she is. Ah, stunning. And then I thought it was only appropriate that Chris also got to have a bit of a life of his own because I wasn't playing with him. I wasn't entertained by the idea of Chris and his backstory. So I was like, you know what? Let's get him engaged and married to his long-term girlfriend and have them move out on their own and possibly start a family because peace and love, Chris. You were boring and I wasn't about to spend my time dedicating to you. So just kind of sent them off to her house to live together because I had enough on my plate with the twins and Christina. So yeah, this happened. I did not mean for this to happen. They were just woohooing. And of course, Chrissy walked in on that. So Dane was like, it's not what it looks like. So sorry. And as you can see, the twins, both of them actually ended up pregnant, Chrissy and Krista. So then I was like, okay, we need to redesign these rooms. They need to be a bit more cohesive, especially because there's going to be 2 sets of babies. So I just kind of did a bit of a house renovation here and sectioned off the 1 bedroom and added like a nursery and like a new balcony and stuff. Just kind of adding to it. This house is extremely oddly shaped and is just one super long rectangle. And it's honestly really ugly. But I wasn't about to go buy a new house or even deal with any of that BS. I was just going to decorate the bedrooms because honestly, not that I was over like decorating or building new houses. It was kind of just easier to decorate the ones we already had instead of building one from scratch. So just kind of added a new nursery. I made it blue themed to match the bedroom. Not that I thought we were going to have boys. I thought it only appropriate since the family itself, their theme is blue and white. So I kind of kept the nurseries like that. And then due to the fact that he does have the fertility treatment, Dane, I put 2 cribs in there just in case we did have twins. And then I just kind of set up the bedrooms themselves and just made sure people knew which bedrooms were which. Then I kind of moved on to the other bedroom. I just kind of moved all the stuff over here. At this point, I was just kind of rearranging. I decided to move the red bedroom up 2 floors. And then I put Christina's bedroom down to the second floor per se. Because I thought about it and I'm like, why would an elder travel up all those flights of stairs? Like, I just don't see that being feasible and like a thing they would want to do. So I gave her the second floor bedroom. Then I gave Dane and Krista the third floor. And then Chrissy has the fourth. And then there is a fifth floor with a spare bedroom, but we don't really use it. So it's just kind of there for decoration per se. And we just kind of copied over everything that's in the other bedrooms, but I painted it with the same red theme that was in Chrissy's room. And then Krista went into labor, so Dane right away took her over to the hospital. And then we had a little boy, and we decided to name him Daniel. And we could roll for both of his traits. So we randomized for loves the outdoors and insane, which was kind of fitting because he himself has the insane trait. So I thought it only appropriate that he would pass on that gene to his children. And then it was at this moment that Krista kind of decided like, hey, now looking at my nephew and the fact that you and my sister are very much still actively in a romantic relationship, I think we should 100% call off our relationship. So he was pretty pissed off about that. But then in literally a couple hours later, he then asked Krista to be his girlfriend, B, proposed to her, and C, married her on the spot. So clearly Dane didn't care all that much. So much so that he literally proposed to Krista while Chrissy was giving birth in the hospital. And she gave birth to a little girl, which we then named Christina after our mother. And she randomized for the traits artistic and eccentric. And she actually had twins. So I named the other one, the boy, Christopher, after her brother. So friendly and excitable. And then I realized here, since they got married, I changed their last names. So I switched all their last names to just be Landgraab because I thought Dane was the kind of selfish and conceited person to take the Landgraab last name because he knows the wealth and status that comes with it. So he took his wife's last name and made sure that his children would have that same last name because that's how Dane is, unfortunately. So then our days were just kind of all the same, just taking care of the babies, hanging out at home. And then it was Dane's birthday. He aged up. And he aged up with these dreads for some random ass reason. So we just kind of went back to his comb back hair and just had him doing some upgrades around the house. And then, unfortunately, Krista passed away. Our first original girlfriend. She passed away, which was super sad, and I felt super bad for the twins because obviously that's their mother, so they were super upset. Oh, and also plot twist, Krista's pregnant again. I guess I just didn't film when she found out she was pregnant, but yeah, guys, she's heavily pregnant again because all Dane wants to do, he constantly wants to woohoo with her. So I just do risky every single time to, add to the plot. We already have 3 kids, but what's one more? Am I right? So anyways, this was super sad. As you can see, both twins are bawling and crying, and Dane just looks disgusted and disturbed. And then Krista just gets whipped off to the corner, and Dane literally doesn't care. So anyways, then Krista is in labor, so we head over to the hospital, and it's a baby girl, which we decided to keep with the D names, and we named her Darla. I don't know why. It just kind of came to me in the moment. So then she got the genius trait, and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to give her insane. And then we had another baby girl, and we named her Daisy. So then she got virtuoso, I think is what we went with. Yeah, and then I changed the second one to insane. Because, like I said, I think it'd be fitting that they got passed on with Dane's genes. And then we just kind of did a bit of a small renovation because now we got 3 babies in one room. And we're just kind of The house is pretty crazy right now. It's just literally like, take care of the babies, take care of the babies, then we gotta cook, then we gotta take care of the house, and then we just gotta cook, and we gotta take care of the babies, then we gotta cook, and it was just, at this point, it was just absolutely nuts because we had 5 newborns in one house. So I just like sped up a bunch of this because it was all the same. It was literally just like, babies, cook, they kiss, they make out, and then babies, and it was just, ugh. A lot of this wasn't even entertaining because then after he got married, he was off for like 4 days. So it was just 4 days of just taking care of the babies. And then all the babies just started to age up. So, and I wasn't in the mood to teach them all how to walk and talk, all 3 of them. So we got playpens and the little walking machines. So I was just throwing them in there and having them teach themselves. And then I realized at this house, we didn't have our own garden like we did when we were in the outdoors. So I started planting some stuff and organizing it a bit. And then I was like, you know what? I think it's only fair that Chrissy also has a happy ending. It's not fair that she has to live with her like ex-fling and her sister and all the babies they share. I just realized these babies are both siblings and cousins. That's really weird. But anyways, she actually had a boyfriend from high school that we just never spoke to. But they're still together. So I gave him a little makeover because he was super cute. They still had a pretty high relationship. So I had her propose to him. And then they got married at the restaurant. And I had her and the twins move in with him because I thought it was only fair and appropriate that she too got her happy ending. But then everything caught on fire. The entire restaurant caught on freaking fire. How does that even happen? Like, she literally was just having a good time with her new man and everything went ablaze. Anyways, I guess that's what she gets for moving out. So everything was just kind of chill at this point. We were just down to our 3 babies. And Daniel aged up, but I don't know if you saw that. Krista's pregnant again. Yeah, she had a boy. We named him Drake to keep with the D theme. Honestly, guys, it was just because they constantly were risky woohooing. It was just for the entertainment factor. But now when I think about it, like, he has 6 kids, 6 freaking babies. Anywho, I gave the living room like a small little makeover, just kind of added to it a bit. And I got Dane the collection helper because he kept getting all these wishes for work to like find bugs and gems to try and increase his job performance. And then Darla aged up also, which then means that Daisy's aging up. I'm just trying to pick a trait for her. Sometimes it's really hard to pick traits. So got workaholic, and then Daisy aged up, and we gave her the virtuoso trait. And then, of course, Drake aged up. So there's Darla, Daisy, and Drake. I'm done with their little makeover. Now Drake just has a bedroom all to himself now, so I just kind of made it suitable for just one baby instead of multiple, because I thought that was only fair, and just kind of switched everything around. We still had the old bedroom upstairs, and I was like, you know what, it's time for these girls to have their own little bedrooms. So I kind of did them all up really super cute, kind of preteen theme, because they are only children, but you know, I thought it only appropriate to give them a super little cutesy bedroom, because I think every little girl deserves to have a bedroom that best represents them. So I just had fun making them super pink and colorful. Honestly, my favorite part about these challenges when they do have kids and I get to decorate their bedrooms, that is a personal favorite for me, is just decorating bedrooms, because that is when you get to best represent the sim and help them find their personality and who they are and stuff. So honestly, that's my favorite part. Then I just had Dane kind of sit back and take care of his plants and just take care of around the house, because at this point we're literally just waiting for Dane to reach level 9, the science career. Also, because I thought this was very suitable for Dane's character, he sent all 3 of his kids away to boarding school. So much so that literally Daniel aged up at a boarding school and we sent him right back. And then as you saw here, like Drake aged up. So yeah. Also, we leveled up to level 9 or level 8, I think, here. And then Krista had her birthday, so we aged her up. She got those godforsaken pigtails, so I just gave her like a style with like a claw clip in the back. So I just had Dane going around and fixing things in the girls' rooms, upgrading them, just trying to max out his handiness. And then because Drake aged up, I obviously sent him away to boarding school like the rest of the kids, because I think it's only fair. Like if I'm sending one away, I need to send them all. As you can see, both the girls, they aged up while away at boarding school. We sent them right back. In my mind, also the main reason that he sent them away, oh, by the way, Dane obviously completed his lifetime wish, but in my mind, the main reason he sent them away was so they could hopefully get rid of their insane trait and replace it with something new. So in my mind, that's why he sent them away, in hopes to get them to get rid of that trait. But I just want to say thank you all for watching. I appreciate you guys so much. And please, please, please subscribe!